Hello. Well, I was going to say good morning, but it's good afternoon. But I've been busy this morning. But I did actually want to make this lovely breakfasty brunch dish, and it's probably going to be the last one of this type I'm going to make for a while because of the ingredients. Because some of the ingredients are contrary to a new diet I'm actually going to try and fit myself into. My cholesterol, I've just found it, is a little bit high, so I'm going to be looking at my diet to actually help to bring that down. Some of the ingredients in this dish aren't perhaps the best things, like white flour and butter and eggs. They're not perhaps the best thing for it, but you shouldn't deny yourself everything that you actually really enjoy. Okay, now I actually thought about doing this a few days ago, so I got the ingredients, so I'm going to do it. Now, it's American style fluffy pancakes, and you can have them for breakfast, you can have them for brunch, you can have them for tea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make them with lemon and blueberries, okay, and then serve them with raspberries and maple syrup. Okay, you can serve them how you like, but I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, so you need a few things prepared. I've got my flour measured out. If you want the measurements of this afterwards, just message me and I'll send you. I've got my flour measured out, my caster sugar, I've got baking powder, I've got 2 eggs, milk. I'm actually using almond milk, okay, so I'm trying to cut down my dairy. 2 eggs, lemons. Now I've got the zest of a lemon, so I've actually took my little machine here and I've zested it, which is here. Now you don't want these long strands in your pancakes, so I'm going to chop those up so they're nice and small. I'm actually going to put it in the blender when we blend as well, so that's going to chop it down even a little bit more. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Okay, so first you need some sort of container, bowl, whatever, big enough to put all the ingredients in. So the flour, and the good thing about this recipe is if you don't use the whole mixture in the first day, it does actually keep in the fridge. Okay, so the flour, into that I'm going to put my sugar, baking powder. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now this, with the eggs, is going to help them rise and be fluffy, as opposed to the flat English pancakes. Okay, 2 eggs. It's always a good idea to actually crack these in another bowl in case shell falls in. So I'm not doing it really the proper way, but I'm at home, it's fine. Now then, into that I'm putting, how much milk am I putting? A cup of milk. Now I'm using one of these measures, and it's got lovely American measures on the inside. There's English measures and there's American measures, and I'm using the American measures. So it's a cup of milk. For years I used to think, well, what's a cup? Is it a small cup? Is it a big cup? It's an actual measure. So that's going to go into there. I'm going to put most of it in, but not all of it. I'm going to put most of the lemon zest in there, but not all of it. And then we're going to blend it. A little bit more milk. So we've got sort of a spooning consistency, not too runny. I didn't use all the milk, so only add little bits at a time. It's always best. Okay, so I'm going to add the rest of the lemon zest. Just going to stir that in. Now I've had a pan, melted butter. Forgot about that, put that in at the last minute. See, all the things I shouldn't be really having with high cholesterol. As I say, you've got to live a little bit, haven't you? So, I've now had a pan on there heating away a little bit. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of oil, not a lot. You can use butter, but I'm using oil. Okay, now into that I'm going to put a spoon. Now you can actually use a mould if you wanted them to be perfectly round. I'm actually just going to spoon. A little bit into the centre of the pan. I'm going to place my blueberries in the pancake. Like that. Can you see that? I don't want to move it because it's cooking and rising and things. You don't want the heat too high, you don't want the pancake to burn. You want a golden brown, not a charred, horrible mess. These pancakes, I love them, and you can actually make them savoury with crispy bacon. They're actually delicious with crispy bacon, even with the blueberries, crispy bacon and maple syrup, heaven. If you've got a big pan, you can actually do more at a time. I'm actually going to turn the heat a little bit up. These things take time. I'm just now actually looking at my vanilla extract. I forgot to add it. Now I do have vanilla extract, so that one's not going to have any, but that one is. And this extract is a liquid extract. It's fine for this kind of thing. You can get, obviously, the proper extract, more expensive, and it does actually taste better. But for this, you know what? With the lemons and the blueberries, it's perfect. So that's cooking nicely on that side, and I'm going to turn it over. Now, what you don't want to do is create too much of a slop. See if you can see that. Nice and golden brown. Now all you're going to do is you're going to make however you want in your stack. I usually do 3. I'm going to garnish with some raspberries and some, well actually it's not maple syrup, it's agave syrup. It's quite light. I'm going to dust it with some ice and sugar, and I'll send you the picture later. Happy eating.